some people are crazy. Some people don't deserve friends.
In anyone's ways, if someone even talks, you're kind of blow.
I don't care if you've got 10 children you need to look after, yeah? You better take out a loan. Hey girlfriends.
And the man them sugar.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Today we are talking about...
Are friendships nowadays too high maintenance?
I mean...
Or are you just lazy?
Ooh. Or are you just too high maintenance?
Or do you not just care about people and you've had enough?
Or I'm just going through it and I don't have time.
Everybody's going through it.
I mean... Let's get into it, guys. We don't need to keep on going back and forth. Let's get into it.
Rightio.
What are our thoughts? Okay, so I was having this little chit chat with my mom, and she was literally saying friendships nowadays are completely different to back in the days. Back in the days, your friends would be the community you're around, your family members. Those were like your best friends, like cousins,
proximity.
Yeah.
Okay.
But nowadays, she's noticed that she's seen that with us, for example, me and my sisters, etc. We are very much like our friends hold a big title, and we put them in like a really high pedestal just because we've gone through things with them or they have been there for us and so forth. So I don't say this just to say this, but the difference between then and now is that we're probably more scared, or they were more scared then because they weren't aware of specific things, whereas for now we're more I don't mind to have different people around me because I was raised in a country where there are different people.
Okay, so we're more trusting. Okay.
I think the difference between then and now is technology and social media.
Okay.
So back in the days, you used to have to go to somewhere to make a phone call. Or you used to have to write a letter if they lived far away. Or you had the house phone, and no one's calling the house phone after a certain time. Now you've got your mobile phone. People think it's acceptable to be messaging you at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and expecting a response.
That's crazy.
You need to have boundaries. So I think, and obviously social media, people think that they don't need to check up on you because they've liked your story. Yeah, I'm good. Or we send each other reels and that's the way of communicating. It's really not. But it's become a social norm. So I think that's the difference between our parents' generation, our parents' generation, our generation. And
That kind of brings me to the topic of, remember when people were like, like hall parties and like communities and things like that, like we're kind of losing those kind of things. Like the way we always used to have all these aunties that were not our aunties, but our parents just had so many people around them that really formed a lot of our childhood as well, like really framed our childhood. And are we losing those things? And is it because we are less intentional and we're less committed and maybe we're a bit too self-interested?
I think we're too self-interested and we expect more now, because let's be real, our parents back in the day were not maintaining all these relationships like the way people expect it now. If I don't call you in a month, 2 months, we're still good. Now it's like, I'm falling out with you, I haven't spoken to you. So
equally, I believe that when our parents were doing hall parties, everybody would come in and literally say, I'm doing this part, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I see it a lot from I and his friends. Whenever it's somebody's wedding, somebody would be like, I'm taking on the photographer, I'm taking on the DJ, I'm taking on...
But is it a Nigerian thing though?
I think that is a Nigerian thing versus an African thing. But in most African societies, there is that if my mum is planning a birthday or something, like at my intro,
through and
my mum said, Asha's having an intro with Aya's family is coming, so we need to do something. Everybody rallied out and was like, we'll do this, we'll make this, we'll do that. She will wear this, she will wear that. So it's like it came together.
But it's not as commonplace anymore.
It's not. If we were to do something like that now with our group of friends, no one's going to say, I'm going to take on that, I'm going to take on that, I'm going to take on that.
They would.
Maybe 20%.
I think it depends on your friends. Because my friends will. My friends will.
I have certain friends that are just like, don't involve me on any like give 50% and I'll give 50%.
Sorry. Thank you. Sorella luxury hair coming soon.
Is that bone straight?
Yeah. Bone straight. Put it in. Get them.
And the good thing is it says bone straight. So if you're going to a hot climate, This is the one, especially if you're dating in December.
Or even Easter.
Do that. Oh, because of she, baby. She, baby.
We are so unserious. See how we get distracted?
No, but my friends will.
Yeah.
I can't lie, when, like...
And that's all of them, the whole lot.
Yeah, I would, yeah.
Or would you not?
Yeah.
They better.
Because I have some friends that will literally say to you, I'm not going to wear a Sherby. I won't be there. I won't, like, not actually my friends, but I've heard stories where it's like, I won't wear their Sherby, but I'll attend and I'll do my part from a different angle. But they're not going to give him that money for that whole thing because they're not going to wear it again.
Okay, that's fine. But I feel like you should. But obviously, I'm just Nigerian.
If you're my friend.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
Unless
if you're
like
close friends, yes. If you're not, do you have to?
Speaking of Ashobi, like that is actually one of the key ways people used to show support. That was the whole point of Ashobi actually. Like you come, you show your support, and it's actually looked at a way to also, in some cases, finance the wedding or help with the costs. And that was just a way of like the community coming together and, you know, helping you out. But Tosin actually said a key point about we still have these high expectations of others, but then we're not really willing to like put ourselves out. So maybe that's the issue.
Yeah. But I think, as I said, my friends will show out for me, and I show out for my friends. Like when Crystal got married, I paid for all the bridesmaids to get their hair done.
Nice.
Do you get what I'm saying? Maker. Yeah.
That's what I had, money.
And you'll continue to have more.
And Amen. Obviously, yeah. So I feel like when it's my close friend's wedding,
it's expected.
You do something. So like even when one of my friends had a baby shower, like everyone makes food or contribute something. We do that, and I feel like those are my friends. I don't have stingy friends.
But then I think we know that we've got good friends. Yeah. But the issue is it common? And I think nowadays it's not that common. Everyone is quite individualistic. Yeah. And to be fair, like on one part, I get it if we're talking about high maintenance versus low maintenance, because sometimes there are some seasons in your life where it's like, I really could do with some low maintenance friendships, if that makes sense.
I'm at that season right now.
Yeah.
Don't call me to ask me to do anything. I'm not doing it right now.
Yeah, you know, so I think it's a balance. If you have a good set of friends, can you give each other grace in those moments where it's like, I can't be rocking with you like I was at one time. I just need a second.
Yeah. I feel like you should know from your friend's track history. If your friend always shows up, and this period of time she's not or he or she has not shown up, you should be able to have grace because they always show up. But if it's a thing that they just don't show up ever, then you need to reassess your friendship if it means that much to you. But as for me, most of my friendships, all of my friendships are low maintenance. I don't have time for high maintenance friends. Like I just don't. But I'm always there for my friends, and I'll always check in. And
so, what is our definition here actually? Because what she said is absolutely right when it comes to her friendships. Like, they don't have to hang out all the time, but they will be there for each other. So there's also that. What are we talking about when it's high? Yeah.
I feel like when people say high maintenance, they mean that we need to be in communication regularly, we need to do things all the time. The older you get, you don't have time for that.
I was going to say, I'm not checking that WhatsApp group or... That's a LinkedIn.
My replies are so bad right now. God forgive me, but
and it's not because I want to or because I'm choosing to. It's just more of we have so many other platforms.
Yeah, so many things going on. Yeah, and times are hard. Like, and you're adulting like no man's business. Like,
life be lifing.
Life is lifing. So sometimes. But then I like that. I like that. I don't necessarily have to speak to you all the time. But the love is the same. And if you call me and you need me, I'm there.
But then, even though I've said all this, how are you there for your friends if you don't check in? Because we're so low maintenance.
Because why do I need to check in? I'll probably message you in a couple of days and I'm like, oh yeah, that looks nice. And then the convo just starts. But that's start talking. Do I need to call you every Saturday? Like
no one's saying that. I'm not saying that.
Every weekend when you're done.
No one's saying that. No one is saying that. I'm saying we've got to think of low maintenance. I don't need to check in. I don't need. We can go 3-4 months, but within those 3-4 months, someone is going through something, and you won't know.
Don't know.
So how are you going to be? How are you going to be a friend to that person?
Yeah, absolutely. You can't. You have to find the balance because as much as life is lifing for everybody, and the last thing you would want is for your friend to be going through stuff all by herself, like all by himself, like, and you have no idea because you're busy, and so engrossed with your life. So as much as it's like low maintenance, that we don't have to hang out every Saturday, we don't have to make plans, but communication is necessary. Like you can't actually have a friendship without some kind of communication. And now it's so much easier for us because at least you've got Insta, you've got TikTok, you've got this and that. So even if it's like you're sending each other reels, if you're sending each other reels and you notice, oh, she stopped, or
it's been a week, it's really quiet,
then those things remind you.
I don't think that's a gauge.
It depends on your friend.
My friends.
Do you understand?
I can send you reels and be crying my eyes out. I can just be doing
but you know that I don't go on socials as much.
Yeah.
So how would you gauge that I'm going through it if?
But I'll just check in though. And I've had this spirit of discernment. Normally, when I check in on people, they're actually going through things. So when someone comes to mind, I generally try to message back, "Oh, you're right."
Yeah.
You've been doing that a lot last 2 weeks, and I was like, "This girl's going through it." Because why she keep messaging me?
Not to say that
I'm not messaging you anymore.
I love it because I'm like, "Hey, babe." Because if you don't, I literally forget. I'm like, I'll just go in a group and ask in a group.
And I feel like people need to stop doing that, messaging the group
rather than individually.
Yeah,
some people are not comfortable to speak about what they're feeling in the group. Or
yeah, that's true.
They're not ready. Anyways,
and absolutely. That's if you really want to check on someone, then the 1-to-1, even with a group of best friends.
Yeah,
like sending reels is not going to be a gauge, but I'm just saying like it's easier now. Yeah. There's more things. There's more. Social media means that you can easily maybe spot it. So we have less of an excuse essentially to like let our friends drop off, if that makes sense. Like it's there in your face that
I actually have a very bad habit on checking on the ones that I feel that need to be checked on rather than the strong ones. And I've noticed that. I think I noticed it like 2 weeks ago.
Wait, what do you mean? You do check on...
I do check on my friends, like, but I only check on heavily on the ones that I know need it. Yeah, if that makes sense. The ones that I know that right now, or just in general, it's not as sweet, or it's not, or they're really like, it's a lot for them. Whereas the strong ones that know how to hold it down, know how to put on that fake smile and just get going. I don't check on them as often.
And those are the people you should check in on.
Yeah, and I clocked it a few weeks ago where I was like, hang on a minute, I've had so many chats with this one individual, but I've not given the same energy to the other one because she just seems so bubbly and outgoing, and that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've seen more than enough instances where it's that strong one that turns out to really be breaking apart inside. Like you've seen a lot of people, not to go too deep, that have unalived themselves and they seem so bubbly.
Yeah, that's true.
And functional depression is actually a thing. So I feel like we all know how tough life is, so we just have to be there for each other.
Yeah.
So high maintenance, low maintenance, we're all we have.
I was literally going, so those are just buzzwords. In reality.
Exactly. Like, bruh, obviously some people are more self-sufficient than others, but everyone needs someone. No man is an island.
Yeah.
So.
And I guess that's where the effort comes in, right? Just because you feel like, well, I'm busy, doesn't mean that you can't just sit down 1 hour and literally be like, I'm just going to go on FaceTime.
Yeah, and call everyone.
Yeah, call everybody. Or just
one
like,
by one.
one by one, every 10 minutes or 20 minutes. Like, how you guys doing? Just a quick check-in.
Yeah.
And then that's it. At least you know, like, okay, I've spoken to you. It's not enough, but it's something.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, how about with low maintenance, high maintenance friendship showing up even when it's an inconvenience for you?
You show up.
Yeah. For example, baby naming for Aria. Yeah. You know how, I think you were literally like, you were doing something else, right? But
no,
you forgot or something.
I don't forget. It was just going to cost me a lot of money to get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you were literally like, I'll take on for the team. I'm going to drive from where I live all the way to, and you showed up and you still had something else to do, but you're like, I'm still going to show up, I'm going to be here. You got your shoes on, make sure you look, etc. And then you left after, and it's like, even if it was an inconvenience for you, you did your part. You should, like, it could be like an African thing where I'm going to be late, or you will not see me going up and down, but you saw my face and I was there. And that's all that matters. And you know, some people keep count, some people don't, but it's like, you were there.
Absolutely.
I think we don't like to inconvenience ourselves for people anymore.
Yeah, we've stopped. It's like, why am I going to do all that to make myself tired when I could just choose to stay at home and sleep and just worry about me?
But really and truly, for me, most of my friendships are inconvenient.
Oh,
they are.
Why?
Yeah. No, they are.
Very.
Yeah.
In what form? I feel like yours are really low maintenance.
They are, but they're still, people are
still, they like to do things.
No, it's still inconvenient. And inconvenient has a negative connotation. Yeah. But if I'm literally going out of my way, you're inconveniencing me.
Yeah.
Right? But doesn't mean you're my friend, hence why I don't mind
doing it. Yeah.
I don't mind doing it.
Yeah. Okay. I remember January, I have the worst friendship group because January is everybody's birthday.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like everyone. I think there's like 4 or 5 birthdays. To a point where there's now a baby added on. There's a 1-year-old that's added on, and I'm just like,
that one you can't be skipping that one.
But with me, I don't expect people to turn up to my birthday.
And this is the thing. I think for me, it was more of a, I won't need to go to Tossin's birthday because she's grown and she doesn't mind if people can't turn up, because you always have this thing where January is really a terrible month for everybody. I know, because of December. Yeah. But you're so used to people telling you that, or just
because I know it's a thing. Yeah. Like, hence why I buy my birthday outfits from November. Yeah. Obviously, because it's always hard to find things that are not just sale. But
that doesn't mean that people shouldn't make an effort to attend because you attend everybody else.
I don't care. I don't care about stuff like that. If you tell me you're not coming, cool, you're not coming. Yeah, it's when you tell me you're coming, you don't turn up. That's when I'm going to be like, all right.
You could have just said.
But I genuinely, it's going to sound rude. I genuinely don't care if you turn up or not.
Yeah, it's rude.
It's not rude. Everyone has a life. Like, for you guys, closest friends' birthdays are around my birthday. I expect you to go to your friends' birthdays. Like, prioritize their birthdays before mine. I'm not going to get upset whether you turn up or not. That's why I invited you guys late. Everyone got the invite in November. Yours was much later because I expect you guys not to turn up.
Okay.
I'm not pressure. So. You were, but you irritated me. But you still turned up.
I'm gonna turn up. It was an inconvenience for me.
I didn't expect you to. No, the only thing that irritated me is because you said it after it had started. That's why I was just like,
I texted her saying I'm not coming. I can't make it, babe. Sorry.
And I literally just thought you should be here by now. So why are you texting me now?
Yeah. And then I turned up an hour later or something, maybe 2 hours later, and I was like, "Hi," and she thought, "Why are you here?"
Yeah, I didn't expect you to. I was just like, okay. I thought you came because I didn't reply, and I was like, no, it's really.
Imagine. No. That wasn't.
That's why I was just like,
you think you'll make me feel bad because you didn't reply? Me that don't reply to people 24/7.
That's why I came to the naming, because I felt bad.
No.
It was
both felt bad.
It was your response.
Yeah. So you're not gonna make it.
No, you said something like, cool. Like, you said something very weird.
But I think that's just because I was busy on the day.
You said later that you did feel upset.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
So
I'm a liar.
I think you did. You definitely did.
I think you did feel upset.
Because that day was so...
No, remember
so many
your
people
your hormones were still up in the air.
Yeah. So because when I think about it now, I'm like, what?
Yeah,
like, the baby didn't even open her eyes.
No, like in the moment, you definitely did.
Yeah.
I remember me and Tossin were on the phone, and I was just like, "Oh my god, I feel so bad. Should I just take the L and make my way?" And then Tossin was just like, "I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go."
Yeah. It's just like, blimey. But this January finished me. I attended 4 places in the space of 1 day.
Yeah, that was mad.
And I still did it. And you know what? I was determined. I was like, I don't care. I'm going to be exhausted, but I'll sleep in tomorrow. Because I even told the family, and I was like, group call. I said to Aya and I was like, right, you two tomorrow have each other on Sunday, because I'm just going to be sleeping, because I'm going to be so tired from what I'm doing today. And I was like, right, birthday, dinner, sipping paint, another birthday. And I was like, yeah, we're doing it all. Everybody's going to see me for like 2 hours.
Very, very intense. The most I've done is 2 in 1 day.
Yeah.
3, 4. Oof,
Oh my god! But I think just being there, and I guess it's just like it doesn't really matter. But it was like, I am going to make the effort because you matter to me. If that makes sense. Oh, we're getting all soggy. Damn. Yeah, but. And I want you to know that you matter. And I think it's always like your
man.
I know it's like your birthdays, yeah? And you're always like, I don't care. And I'm just like, it's okay. Like,
so what do you care about?
Yeah.
I don't care about stuff like that.
Yeah,
whether you turn up to my birthday, I'm still gonna have a good time.
Not me taking an L.
So
it's not one of those ones where if no one turned up, obviously I'll be like, rah. But if a few people turn up,
also obviously there's a different level of expectation depending on the friend.
No.
True. Okay. If like your actual Crystal or Kemi didn't show up, you would be fine.
I never go to Kemi's birthdays. I'm never in the country.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So you don't expect... Is it because is that why you wouldn't care?
No. But Kemi's not upset about that. She could... think if it was any other person, they'll be like,
Yeah.
Instead of her to travel after my birthday, she's always gone around my birthday.
Yeah.
It's not a thing. She still turns up to my birthday whether I turn up to her birthday or not.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
So what are the things you do care about in friendships? What are the...
low maintenance and high maintenance things?
This is not about me though. I'm a very unique character.
I'm asking out of interest.
What do I care about?
Yeah. And don't say truffle.
Truffle oil.
What do I care about?
And it's not handbags and shoes. That's
I mean in the context of a friendship.
Being supportive. Like, being encouraging. Yeah.
So if like you wanted to do something and your friend, 2 things, either didn't say anything at all, I was just like, or was discouraging. What's your reaction?
If you discourage me, I'm cutting you off. No, it then depends why you're discouraging.
Okay, cool. And then the other one, if they just don't say anything, they're not really interested.
Oh, you don't need to be interested, but I will never speak to you about it, and don't ever ask me. Yeah.
I hear that.
But if you discourage me, if it's not critical, I mean, what's the word I'm looking for? If it's not...
Well, that lack
no, what's the word? Constructive, then I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
But if you're just like, no, I don't think you can do that, like, I think, just being a hater or just being negative, I'm cutting you off as a friend.
What if they're like, I don't think it's for you?
Then you give me a reason why. It needs to be constructive. And if it's constructive, I can take it. But if you're just telling me I can't do something, you're not for me, and I don't need you in my life because you're a very negative person. I will never tell you can't do something. That's like you saying about your HR business. No, you can't do that.
That is actually a very crazy thing to say to me.
No, you can't do that.
Why would you do that?
If I didn't think you could, I'd be like, oh, Ash, maybe try it this way or this way. Have you looked at this? Maybe start it. Maybe not now. Maybe later. Get this in place.
Yeah,
constructive,
that's totally
right?
different. Yeah.
So and if you're telling me I can't do something, you don't believe in me. You don't need to be in my life. Yeah. But my friends, they're just there. Like, I feel like my friends should just know, like
they get it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. How about a different angle? The people that put themselves first, like I got me first, to a point where they isolate themselves completely. And then a year later, it's like, oh, where is everybody?
Exactly. I was just going to say that you'll see the result of that.
But it depends why they're putting themselves first.
Well, you're supposed to put yourself first. No argument about that.
But then for someone like me, I never used to put myself first. Never. And now I'm at the point of where I'm putting myself first.
I feel like she's saying it in the context of like being excessive about it. Like that's just your default.
That's not your default.
No, it's not. So it makes me uncomfortable when I'm putting myself first, but I need to.
Yeah. You have to.
Yeah.
It's all a balance, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, you come first. If you're not happy or you've not done things that you feel like are great, then you can't pour into other people.
Definitely.
Oh, and also, I like my friends to consider me. The same way I consider my friends, consider me. Yeah.
Consideration.
Yeah. For the simple fact is, we both said we couldn't turn up to the naming. We were considerate enough to have a conversation and be like, she's probably feeling this way.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Let one of us go to represent both of us.
Yeah.
When it's time for me to have my kids, I say this to Kevin all the time. If people don't turn up,
like I've done my part.
Oh
No,
my
you actually
gosh!
have. When it comes to people's children, you absolutely have. So, boy.
You have.
When it comes to...
And the journey that you will do from child 1 to goddaughter 2 to goddaughter 3, and I'm like, babe, listen, what comes me up?
Absolutely.
When it comes to our wedding as well, yeah, the way I've gone above and beyond for my friends,
yeah. When it's my turn.
I don't care if you've got 10 children you need to look after, yeah? You better take out a loan.
You better drop something.
Support me the way I have supported you. Emotionally, physically, financially. I don't care.
So we now have to get the spreadsheet.
And that is...
Because Tosin works on the spreadsheet.
Yeah. I'm going to go back. I'm like, what?
Thank God I don't have any kids. If not, I'll be owing. I'm in debt.
You're in debt. And Lannister always pays their debt.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I feel like even if you can't match what I did, it's not
like for like.
Yeah, but it's the thought process behind it. That, yeah.
You have to though, and you have to support those people, because just because it's not their turn yet, it doesn't mean that the things that they do aren't equally as important.
Yeah.
And I think some people tend to kind of like, okay, well, it's not a wedding. Okay, well, it's not a baby, and it's like, well,
that
hang on.
That is a good one, actually.
But I'm not at the season of wedding or baby, so it doesn't mean you can't.
That you will love, and it's like, I am going to make sure that I pour into whatever it is that you love, because you also do the same for us, and it's not. Anyways,
no, like for me, I feel
sense.
like, because I do things for my friends. One of my friends on her wedding days, I was painting her toenails. You know who you are. On my wedding day, if there's a hiccup, I expect you to
go above and beyond,
do the nitty gritty to help.
Yeah. Not just be standing there.
Yeah. Looking pretty.
Yeah.
But do you have practical friends?
Most of my friends are, I think. Yeah.
That's the thing. That was a question.
I am. Do you know what? After becoming a mum, I used to be a practical friend, but after becoming a mum, it's like there are certain things that I cannot do. So I'd rather like put in money or do my
practical.
Part. Yeah, I'm
that
like,
is practical.
Please don't expect
that will help me pay for something.
Yeah.
That is practical.
I don't want you to expect me to come to the hall and start.
From 6 a.m.
I won't be able to do that. I don't want you to now make me, or you cook this, you cook that. I'll be like, okay, I could do that. But there are times where I might be like, you know what? I know for a fact this week has been so long, or that at that point I'm going to be working or something.
But then you know your friends. Like, for example, I would expect you to cook something.
Basically.
I wouldn't expect you to cook something, but I would help you. I would expect you to help.
She'll come with
style something. Do my hair.
I'm not gonna let you look crazy.
Do you know what I'm saying? So you know your friends. You know their strengths. You know their weaknesses. True. You know what they can give, and then you measure up that way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. Yeah. Oh, I'm doing something. I'm doing this. I need you guys to come through. How much you need? Because I may not be able to give you time, but how much you need? I'm gonna be there, and this is.
You're gonna come late, but she's gonna
I'm gonna be late, but I'll be there.
She'll be there.
Yeah.
They'll both turn up late, actually.
I'll be before Ash.
Yeah, and I'll come after. And I'll be like, should we go together?
Yeah, do you know? And that's, I guess, the answer to my question. Do you have practical friends? The fact is, everybody should be practical in one way or the other.
Yeah, you have to be useful. Yeah. Like, you can't be a nuisance. You're a nuisance if you're not useful.
You're them friends that something has happened and they can't critically think and jump into action.
We pray for you.
Let's pray.
Lord Jesus, we bring them before you. Help them to have sense. In Jesus' name, amen.
Inshallah, God will give you guidance and help.
Because come on.
Yeah. There's got to be something you're good at.
Yeah.
I've already assigned roles when it's my wedding time to all my friends. You guys just don't know it.
And you put a spreadsheet up.
Sam is coming cake tasting. Mishi, you're doing coordination. Shayna, you're doing a DJ set.
Oh shit. Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah.
My friends.
So all your friends are good at something.
Nami, you're doing the hen do. You're planning that one. There's the rest of them.
I really like that.
Yeah. I've never thought of it like that.
No, everyone's got their role to play. Between you and Swade, bridal hair. bridesmaid's hair.
Both could do it.
That's a good list of friends right there.
Between you and Kemi, you're helping me pick my dress and
the bridesmaid dresses, the colour, the theme.
Yeah.
Oh,
Crystal's there to keep me sane. And tell me, Crystal
she's
on the road to tell me
calm,
to shut up and
like,
don't respond.
Yeah, it's okay, not now.
Yeah, all my friends. And if I didn't mention you, trust me, you've got a role to play. Don't think I've let you off. But
All of you, when that ring arrives, just get information. That's what she's telling
That's
you.
saving from early.
Edwina, Kathy, and Gloria, party starters. Listen, you better not be sitting down.
If you're sitting, you must be up and down. Imagine.
They can't. They definitely can't.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah. All my friends have a
role to play.
Money, you have a role too.
Yeah.
I haven't placed you yet. Yeah.
Do you know what? If you think about it, generally, being a good friend is not that hard. Like, it's not that hard.
I think it's not hard if you're a nice person.
Yeah, I was gonna say personalities, characters, etc. That's what kind of defines. Are you growing with me? Have you decided to just kind of like, I don't care? Are you in like a specific mood or phase? But again, you give your friends grace and you kind of move on from it. But some people are crazy. Some people don't deserve friends.
Yeah.
Some people don't need friends, or they move like they don't need friends, and that's okay. If you can't keep friends, sometimes I'm like, why can't you not keep friends? Why is it always you? Why?
You know them ones.
Yeah.
Do you ever come across those people?
Abigail, you guys are designing my
thinking.
invites. Yeah. I've got a lot of friends, you know. They're all serve a purpose in my life.
I really like that.
Yeah. I need to figure it out. I'm thinking in my head now, I'm like, Tommy, hair, and my design, dress. Tossin will coordinate everything.
Everything.
Just that. Yeah. This is me. Here's the event. Here's the budget. And I'm like, okay, fat mac and cheese. Start to make some banging mac and cheese.
Party start.
Oh,
keep up the energy.
No, and she also loves the mic. When she gets on the mic, everyone shuts up. Like,
Yeah,
can you please?
you got your MC.
Yeah.
I like that.
And she will literally, I think baby shower wise, I was literally like, I'm tired, I don't want to. And I was just like, oh,
Yeah, she was good at your baby shower.
Yeah, she's like, come on, get up, let's go.
Yeah.
You want to be
Especially
like,
was she on the mic at one point?
no, it was somebody, her sister was on the mic.
I can't remember.
But she was fully like, it doesn't matter what's happening, she'd be like, come on, it's your day. Like, it doesn't, come on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, please, like, not now.
No, for real.
Fully. And then there are other people where you're like I said, like me, if you want to invite, but me, I'll tell you, please, here's a portion. Go and do what you need to do with it. Yeah. Because anything else, I just want to sit down and relax. I just want to be like,
Yeah. It's good to have good friends for sure.
It is indeed.
Sure. Practical friends, smart friends. Friends that you just know if you're here, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And be that friend. No one's perfect. You can't do everything. You can't be there all the time or on time or whatever. But as long as you're trying.
Yeah. That's all that matters. You're trying. And your friends will see, like, at least she's trying.
Yeah.
Or
What more can we
effort.
ask? Yeah. So be a good person, be a good friend.
Yeah. Whether it's high maintenance, low maintenance, do your part.
Because at this point, we don't even know the definition of high or low. To be honest, because like Tosin broke it down, it's low maintenance, but the expectation is still high. Like, so I'll join. Like collabo.
Oh yeah, baby, make me collabo.
Honestly. But yeah, guys, do your best.
For real.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Be the friend that you want someone else to be to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then also understand your friends, to understand what they expect.
Yeah.
Same way you, with your partner, you have this conversation. What do I expect from you? What do you expect from me?
Yeah.
Have those convos with your friends. Yeah.
I think that's what I was asking you.
Yeah.
Because one needs to know when she'll be telling you, they check up on me.
Stop calling me. Yeah.
No. Okay, what do you want,
Did I not call her? Did you not call her? And I was like, hey babe, did she not air me? And then she messaged me saying, I really don't want to talk. I said, oh. I could have taken that to heart and been like, this motherfucker.
No.
You think I have it in my brain to think about calling you at one point or not? Like,
I got a question.
Yeah, she said to me, I don't want to talk right now.
That day that Asha was like, oh, you're alright. Were you actually alright? You were just like, yeah.
No, I wasn't.
What day was it? Memory.
Yeah, I wasn't. That's when you called. I was just like,
Literally,
even when you asked, I knew that she's not alright, but she doesn't want to talk about it. So I just observed.
Yeah, and I called the group chat as well, and I was like,
yeah, and when she didn't pick up, I was like, yeah, she definitely does not want to talk about it.
Listen, tell me I wasn't calling for you.
The thing is, like, I knew why you were calling, and I wanted to be there if she was going to be there to talk. So it's like, okay, I'm here. But when she didn't pick up, I said, she don't want to talk about it.
And we literally sat on the phone and like, so hey, I was actually calling for Tottenham. She's like, I know. I was like, anyways, what's going on? And I was like, is she going? Yeah, okay, well, yeah, let's just leave it as that. Legit.
Yeah. And we were on for like, what, 20 minutes at least? This girl did not. She said,
did not pick up.
She said,
I actually saw it ringing. I was like,
I knew. I could sense that you saw it ringing.
She said,
But this is why you need friends that understand you, that don't take things like that to heart. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know, I had to I was like, why did she not pick up? Because I did it as a group, and then later on I did it individually, and I was like, maybe.
And then she was like, oh, Ariel wanted to speak to
you.
I
wanted to speak to you.
When she said that, I was just like, oh, for flip's sake.
Such a dickhead. I was like, Ariel wants to speak to you.
Oh, you text that, and then you had to pick up.
No, I didn't pick up.
Because I called her and then she didn't pick up, and I was like, Ariel wants to speak to you.
Bye.
Yeah.
I was like,
She said, oh, that's sweet. I'm just thinking, why are you doing that thing where you're pretending?
I was just like, oh man, I felt bad.
I want to say hi. I was like, nah, bitch.
I really don't pay off no man at all.
I do not want to say hi to nobody. Leave me alone.
But knowing your friends really, man. But thanks for calling. Thanks for.
Man. I was thinking to send flowers, and I was like, she doesn't want to throw them in the bin.
No, I wouldn't throw them in. No, I wouldn't throw them in the bin.
Last month you said don't ever get me flowers for no reason. Like,
but don't get me flowers. But I wouldn't throw them in the bin.
And
I definitely wouldn't. I wouldn't do that. No.
And I said truffle, and I was like, why would you post truffles to somebody?
You could have said her truffle oil.
I was thinking about that, and I was like, that's just so weird. No, and then I was like, is she at Crystal's or is she at home? And this is me.
No, I was at home. I didn't want to speak to anyone.
Fair.
Completely locked everybody off.
Yeah, legit.
Fair enough. Needed sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it be like that. Do you know what? There are some times where it's like, I cannot right now. Please do not speak to me. You know them ones where if someone even talks, you're kind of blow.
I feel like it's just you talking, because I cried and I went on a wall and I went,
You always do. Why are you always falling against a wall?
Isn't it? Like, this is not an R&B video.
I love it.
Are you not even
She said, I love it.
I love it because I'm like,
do you do it in front of Io?
No, but I'm just like,
you better not. Then there has to
what
be
would
boundaries.
you do? She'll be like, whoa, what are you doing? I sat down and then I did this. I was like, let me just wait until it comes up from the gym so you can see me.
Or you waiting for a long time?
No, you didn't stay there.
No, for 10-15 minutes, and then I said,
then you looked at yourself like, girl.
So I put the TV on in the dark, because I like to stay in the dark anyways. I put the TV on and I was watching Shogun. This is me.
Sis forgot. She's like, oh, this is new.
Japanese. Yeah, I was like, anyways, it's been like an hour. Honestly, but I'm like, it feels good after.
I miss my 20s, man.
20s were fun.
If I'm being honest. The other day I thought,
the life that we lived.
Because so far, get out.
Did you iron again and cry? Remember the iron? Was like,
no, I think, guys, the tears.
Not again this week.
There's no tears left.
There's none actually. It's very dry. These days, even when you cry, you're not crying as much as you would before.
You can't cry with vigor.
Yeah. The passion is like for a second and you're like, anyways.
Yeah, when
you just feel stupid after
you have many things to do.
Because at the end of the day, those 10 million things are still going to run in your head and you still have to do things. So you're like,
there's no time.
I must get on with it.
There's no time.
Or like other people do. Some people nap. They just sleep. They get upset and then they sleep and then they wake up and they're like, good. And other people would like drink wine or something or just random things or go for a run. And then come back.
Depending on what your vice is.
Yeah.
That would be great if I could be going for a run and I feel sad. Extra scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys. Thank you for watching.
As always,
share your thoughts, comments, advice in the comments. And as always, like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Would love to hear your thoughts about high and low maintenance friendships.
Yes. Till the next chit chat. Ciao.